Um, on behalf of MCC community, we welcome you, our guests, Imam Matthew Ramdan, sisters Aliya and Aliya, if I am right. And you hear me in the back? Sisters with the food? Thank you. And we welcome you all for coming to this program. Inshallah, we will learn today the beauties of this month, which we call it, I don't know why February was chosen, but we will know today, inshallah, about that also, Black History Month. Last year, in this month, we celebrated right here, we commemorated Martin Luther King's services for our community, for this country. And then we had a program about Malcolm X in our other center. And this year we are commemorating how the black people paved the way for us to come to this point today. And I am taking just 1 or 2 minutes. I already welcome you all, so I'm taking 1 or 2 minutes just to mention that from Muslim perspective, when we see the history, it's around, maybe more before that, but around 1807, there was one person who came, who was a scholar of Islam from Senegal, and he came, Umar bin Sayyid. He came in this country in 1807 as a slave. Although he was scholar in his country, but he was somehow enslaved and brought in this country. And then he was the one who was asked to translate Bible into Arabic at that time. And then somehow in the history, his contributions got lost also, and we know we struggled. But we know many names. Half of them looks like they are Muslim names, and half of them look like a cultural names, like Shaquille O'Neal. We know all Shaquille O'Neal. I have in my office this one guy, technology guy, so I have to talk to him. And his name is Rahman Stone. But he says, don't call me Rahman, I am Ramon. And I know how he spells it. So that has come in order to adjust ourselves, in order to fit ourselves into the mainstream society. Sometimes we end up changing our names, unfortunately, because that's how it goes. Many of us are doing that, and that's the circumstances. We have been struggling throughout the history, and many times because economics is the main thing. And then I go back in the history, in the religious history, and I remember Pharaoh and the nation of Moses. All that nation, Israel we call them, they were slaves of Pharaoh. And even when Moses tried to liberate them, they were stopping him. Aren't you worried about our families? Aren't you worried about where will we get the food and this and that? So perhaps even up to now, and if you see the struggle of Martin Luther and Malcolm X and those people, perhaps there were many people against them that you are ruining us. And today even, because of Islamophobia, many of us as Muslims are struggling and are scared, and we want to make sure that our government does not put a sword on our head, and we are hiding sometimes ourselves. Whereas we should realize that struggle has been throughout the history with one nation or the other, and throughout that struggle we have to stand still and we have to stand up, and sometimes we have to suffer the consequences also. That is the will of Allah, that is the will of God, and that's inshallah we will hear today, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Now, I will not forget. Our next speaker is Sister Aliya Bilal. She is the Director of Community Relations at Iman, and everyone knows about Iman. So we will inshallah hear from her more. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.